Happy day everyone. I'm Ketra Bala, student of 3rd BA Journalism from MOP Vaishnav College for Women.
And I am Priyanka Sudhakan, also from 3rd BA Journalism.
Today, we are truly honored to welcome Colonel R. Arun, a distinguished officer in the Indian Army. He has served across several regions in India, starting from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and from Rajasthan to Nagaland, taking part in key anti-terror operations and also surviving in the challenging terrain of Siachen Glacier. He was also an active participant in Operation Parakram and also contributed to the Military World Games held in Hyderabad in 2007 by being part of an organizing committee. He also served in NCC for 8 years across various states by shaping young cadets. Colonel Arun retired in May 2018 from Gwalior after 3 decades of dedicated service. Sir, it's a huge honor to have you with us today.
Thank you.
So, your father served in the Indian Navy and Customs Department, and you have served in the Indian Army, and now your son is serving in the Indian Navy. How does it feel to have multiple generations of your family dedicated to the service of the nation?
It is a matter of great pride that we are able to serve the nation for the last 3 generations. But mine is not a unique case. There are many such people. In fact, in northern India, you have people who have served for 5 generations. I don't know if you recollect, in the year 2022, the lady who led the Republic Day parade, her name is Tanya Sher Gill. She is a 5th generation officer from her family. So the passion for the armed forces runs quite deep in some families. So I feel I am privileged that at least I have 3 generations of my family serving in the armed forces.
Could you share a significant incident where the Indian Army defeated Pakistani forces and ousted the infiltrators during Operation Vijay, sir?
Actually, the complete Operation Vijay was a big achievement for the Indian Army because specifically as per agreed terms, there are posts which are not occupied in winter by mutual agreement on which Pakistan reneged on, and they occupied the place and ensured that we couldn't occupy our posts during the thaw in the winters or whatever. So there are few things we should know, that there is a highway uh, from Kargil to Leh which goes through which is in view of those posts. So when Pakistan occupied the post, they could fire on it, and there was nothing we could do for quite some time, till someone realized that we could use artillery guns. Artillery guns are always used in indirect firing, that is, they fire from somewhere which to the target which they cannot see. But in this particular instance, the artillery guns were used straight on the target and they hit, and thus they saved the road from Leh to Kargil, and we could move our transport and men and equipment and everything on it quickly and with ease. That enabled us to score a big victory, both physical and moral, over the Pakis in that specific case, and probably that was what turned the main tide of the war.
Sir, you are part of Operation Parakram. Could you kindly share your experience of participating in such a significant military operation?
Operation Parakram was a large scale, you can say, mobilization of the Indian Army after the Parliament was attacked in the year 2001. So that was probably the first time when the army was mobilized at such a large scale. Some operations probably took place, no one knows it, but basically it was a show of strength to Pakistan and to show them that our ability to move and take up defenses at a quick speed, so that they were, caught unawares, because I think the total deployment of the Indian Army was completed in around 2 weeks, which is by far a very big achievement.
So you've served in almost every part of the country during your tenure. How were you able to adapt to the different culture, routines, eating habits, and the climatic conditions of the place? Were there any challenges that you face?
We start in the reverse. Climatic conditions are always, useful for us, because you in the Indian Army they teach you how to survive in all places, in the hot weather of Rajasthan to the chill of Himalayas, say Sikkim or whatever. The culture is actually good. You learn new things. You should take it that way. You learn new things in life. You go to the northeast, you find their culture completely different. Similarly, you go to Punjab and Rajasthan, you have a different way of life. the cuisine is different, though we are not much affected by it, but it is a new experience. I actually think it enriches your life. You learn better things, you learn better values, and you realize that you are not the only sort of you say flag bearer of values and cultures and all. Every particular society and every particular state or this thing in India has their own set of values. For example, in Nagaland has quite a lot of clans. So they have their own set of rules and this thing, and they have their, you can say, their code and procedure of conduct for their behavior of everyone. In fact, in corollary, I can say my children at that time when they were in Nagaland learned Nagamese and all, which even I couldn't master. So those are the advantages of serving at various places.
Sir, as an officer in the regiment of artillery, you must have handled a wide range of weapon systems. In recent years, India's budget spending has been increasing and they are focusing on indigenous defense production. What is your perspective on this shift towards self reliance in defense?
I think that is a big thing, getting self-reliant, because all these years, in fact, even now we were say around 10 years back quite dependent on imports of various defense equipment. We have now come into exporting. In case you know it, we have started getting offers for various defense material, including BrahMos missiles and all those. So I think from a insufficient in defense country to someone having surplus of defense equipment which we can readily supply to wanting nations is a big achievement. And the more you are self reliant on manufacturing and using of your own defense equipment, the better prepared you are for various things in life. So no one else can pressurize you, no other outer nation can pressurize you on say on deciding your course of action. So I mean, we have to be that way in say we can walk with our head held high, that we are able to stand up to people. In fact, nowadays I think we are able to stand up to the leading nations of the world and say that we will do what we want to.
Talking about military policy, sir, India has adopted a new strategic doctrine. In Operation Sindoor, we focused on terror infrastructure, and diplomatic outreach was also conducted to reinforce India's zero tolerance policy against terrorism. What is your opinion on that, sir?
I think that is the indications of a nation which is growing and growing tough on anything that is against the well-being of our nation. So it is a big thing, and I think we have achieved it in large measure in the Operation Sindoor, that we targeted only the terrorist outfits and we showed them that they couldn't use their weapons against us, and we have not yet stopped. We have told them that a warning that the next terrorist attack will mean an act of war, so we will retaliate. I mean, that shows nation first policy probably.
Of course, we are developing fast in terms of defense and economics, sir. Sir, in your service, you must have had several remarkable moments. Could you kindly share any one, particularly a proud or memorable experience from your time in service?
So I'll share three great moments. I had a lot of time to think on it. So one of the best moments in life was in 1987 when I got commissioned as an officer in the Indian Army, where I could stand and see the great thing my parents, I could see the pride and happiness in their eyes. The same thing was repeated in 2017 for me and my wife when we saw our son become an officer in front of us in the Navy. But the biggest happiness is I don't consider it as an achievement, but I've been able to guide 7 persons, 7 normal school or not school, college going children to become officers in the armed forces, and I feel it is a very satisfying thing for me when I see that I have just aided them. It is all their effort. I have just aided them to become officers in the armed forces.
So, you served with utmost dedication as an NCC officer for the past 8 years. How important do you think discipline and value is for cadets?
The motto of the NCC, in case you know it, is unity and discipline. So the first thing they teach you is how to carry out a organized life. The various camps that are held. I mean, I've been an NCC cadet myself. My son has been an NCC cadet. Even my daughter has been an NCC cadet. The aim of making those two as cadets was to ensure that they also learn something organized about life. So, first, the thing you learn in NCC first is to lead an organized life, and then you get motivated about the armed forces, and as a corollary you may think of having a career in the armed forces.
That's really great, sir. Is there any message that you would like to convey to the people who are aspiring to lead the Indian Armed Forces the way you have?
For all these young generation who want to aspire to join the armed forces, I think it is a very great career. Apart from having this great thing that you are serving the nation, it is also a very good way of enhancing your life quality. I mean, completely uh, you learn quite a lot of great things in life, and you get a chance to serve at all places, including uh, many places in the world where we have our representation in form of the United Nations forces or UNO forces. So even now we have quite a lot of contingents of the army and the navy and the air force representing at us, representing India at various places in the world. And for young ladies who want to have a career in the armed forces, fine, if you get it, nothing like it. If not, at least try to get married to an armed forces officer, you'll enjoy life.
Thank you, sir. We have gained lots and lots of insights today from your expertise and experience. Thank you for being with us. And once again, a heartfelt gratitude to you and every member of the Indian Armed Forces who are protecting our nation with their unwavering dedication at the borders day and night. Thank you so much.